tell your story, tell what you've done, and see if there is interest in hearing more about the Wayuu.
Yeah.
Something like ooh, love, yeah. Ooh, love, yeah. Something like ooh, love, yeah. Ooh, love, yeah.
Located in the most northern part of South America is La Guajira Peninsula, and it is actually split between Colombia and Venezuela. The name Guajiros was first used in the year 1600 to designate some 200 indigenous families that inhabited this region, and were known for having large herds of goats. The term expanded to define all indigenous in the peninsula who seemed to be goat herders. However, the most famous of these groups are the Wayuu people. The Wayuu live in small communities called rancherias. There are typically about 4 to 5 houses per rancheria. This house over here is where the whole family lives. Dana explains how the houses are built. First, the posts are put into the ground to lay the foundation of the house. Next, smaller pieces of wood are laid horizontally and attached to the posts. Finally, red dirt and water is mixed together to make the clay that will eventually be the walls of the house. But why am I telling you this information? Maybe I should start at the beginning.
Muy fuerte. Wow.
In 2013, I moved to Medellin, Colombia, in hopes of finding work with a microfinancing firm. What ended up happening, though, was I couldn't get a work visa. I couldn't find a reputable company to work for. So I ended up teaching English and started looking for different opportunities in Colombia. Eventually, I decided to visit La Guajira because I knew about the Wayuu people and the mochilas that they made. And during that trip, I ended up meeting a couple Wayuu families and buying a bunch of bags. And really, that was the foundation that started off Buena Onda. Buena Onda actually means good vibe. It's an emotional saying that describes the essence of something being good or on the correct wavelength. I called my company this because I wanted it to be a different kind of company. I wanted to work directly with the Wayuu people. I wanted to understand the Wayuu lifestyle. I wanted to eat their food. I wanted to have personal relationships with them and become friends with these people. So how does Buena Onda function? Why don't I show you what a typical day is like through my eyes?
6 a.m. right now. And it sounds like a lot of people are here and up and moving around, so there might be some goat for us to eat.
Looks like we're having goat for breakfast.
¿Es eso un típico comida de Wayuu?
Típico 100% Wayuu.
Ah. 100% Wayuu.
Antiguamente, desde lo antiguamente. Muchos años atrás.
The Wayuu diet consists mostly of eggs, goat milk, goat meat, and corn-based products. All other fruits and vegetables must be either grown or purchased in the local city. Those that have the luxury of living right on the coast are able to catch fish, but for the most part, the families raise their own goats. When visiting Amelia's rancheria, we were able to see how they care for their goats. Every day after breakfast, the goats are let out to pasture so they can graze.
Todos son tuyos.
De aquí de
¿Sí?
la casa. De la familia de Amelia. Amelia y Wayuu.
However, even with goats, food and water can be a struggle.
Y la mayoría no teníamos ese beneficio de agua ni de alimentos.
This has caused the Wayuu to look for another source of income. So typically in the mid-morning, both men and women make handmade products, including bracelets, dresses, and the famous Wayuu mochilas. Mochilas are made using a macrame process, which means each stitch is actually a small knot. Now they can be made using 1 or 2 threads. The 1-threaded mochila takes roughly 30 days to make, while the 2-threaded mochila takes about 15 days. The traditional way of making a Wayuu mochila is with 1 thread. It is more durable and intricate. The coolest part is each mochila tells a unique story. Typically, a mochila will correspond to a specific family's last name, a geographical location, or a plant, animal, or object in the environment.
No, it's not an age thing. It's women and men.
The men use a weaving process when making the straps for the mochilas. They know the final colors of the base of the mochila, and then they will match the straps. Finally, the straps and tassels are added to the mochilas.
The whole process is still all done by hand.
Here Luisa shows us how to make a chinchorro, which is actually a hammock.
Mucho trabajoso con chinchorro. Te gané.
Claro, imagínate con la experiencia. La próxima apostamos. She's like, I won.
Acá.
I'm saying, okay, next time we make a bet.
It's amazing.
So if you're watching this right now and you want one of these beautiful chinchorros, you know how to find us. TheBuenaOnda.com.
Lissandro makes bracelets, pulseras, and I'm gonna give him like the money to buy the string, and I gave him this thread already.
Pulsera.
Pulsera.
Una de estas con el mismo color.
Sí,
Y
porque
esta
un
para
para
el
el perro y la
Y-
otra para una persona.
Ajá.
At Buena Onda, we are always coming up with new product ideas for the Wayuu to create. This year, we have guitar straps and dog collars. So how does Buena Onda find new families to work with? Many times they are friends or family members of artisans that we already employ, and other times we take adventures out into the countryside. For example, this rancheria took us over 30 minutes to get to off the main road, but it was well worth it.
Ani, Wayá,
Uribe.
Ani, Wayá,
Bienvenido, Uribe. Estamos en Uribe.
Bienvenidos.
Buena onda.
Welcome to Oridia.
Buena onda.
Buena Onda. As you walk from rancheria to rancheria, you can see like they're just spread out all through the area here.
Lissandro explains to this Wayuu family how Buena Onda works. He tells them that Buena Onda wants to pay a fair price for their work, unlike the other companies, local foundations, and the government. It is extremely important to Buena Onda that we do not exploit the Wayuu people, but rather help them so they can in turn help themselves.
Las ayudas que el gobierno aporta no se ve. Siempre es en la calamidad, en la pobreza, así,
En la sequía.
en la sequía. Hasta que la necesidad de este año, del fenómeno del niño, cesó hasta más allá, que la gente del interior se quedó los guayú, los niños, bajo peso, y los animales también.
According to official figures, 26 children died of malnutrition in La Guajira in 2013, 48 in 2014, and 11 in the first 6 months of 2015. However, some claim it is closer to 400 deaths in the last 3 years.
Mala calidad.
Y las ONG no les dan nada tampoco.
No, la ONG es un contrato que uno tiene que activar primero. No te digo, yo tú para poder activar una ONG tienes que dinero.
Tienes que dar plata.
Tiene que dar la plata. Para
Me dice que son como 2 millones.
de la misma calidad de vida como siempre. La calidad no mejora la vivienda, no mejora la calidad de la educación también.
If I see a little kid selling bracelets on the street, I always buy everything from them. If I see those women walking in Mayapo, I know they made it because there's no other person. It's me buying it from the Wayuu person, bringing it to the US, or shipping it to Europe, and that's the end of the chain.
Now it's time to deal with the money. Where did the money come from?
I'm going to be changing dollars into pesos so I can pay the Wayuu people later. So I'm down here in downtown Barranquilla. And this whole strip is where they change dollars. The interesting part is sometimes the ATM gives me a better rate, and sometimes these guys exchange dollars better. I like dealing with this guy though. He's called Rey del Dollar. So he's the king of the dollar. So I mean, how can you go wrong with him, right? Okay, so after exchanging the money in Barranquilla, I have to travel from Barranquilla all the way to La Guajira with a good portion of money. And it's kind of nerve-wracking because I always have to go through police roadblocks, and I'm worried they're going to find the money and then find a reason to take the money from me. And as you can see, it's not really the easiest thing to hide when you start stacking it up. So I won't tell you where my hiding spots are because somebody may see this video and be looking for that spot next time they see my car. To truly help the original person that made the mochila, you have to be handing them the money directly. So now I have to pay for all the mochilas that we got at the rancheria today.
Falta la otra mochila, pero...
Now the business is complete. We were here a year ago and they were like against us filming the grandmother, they were against us taking pictures. Everybody was staring at us and it was kind of an awkward situation. I remember having this conversation with you about how
We were talking about maybe they were
we-
scared, they didn't want to be filmed, they were afraid of the cameras.
they were afraid of the government, they were afraid of the foundations, they were really, all our ideas were based off the idea that they were scared about what was occurring, and I don't think that was it at all. They were just being protective of what they had, not knowing who we are.
They were waiting to know us better, and now that they do, like we feel completely comfortable filming them in any situation, and they're completely comfortable, and they even encourage it. Like in the last time, the battery went off, and a lady was like, "Oh, it went off. Why? Don't you have an extra battery? Can't you continue filming?" Like now they want us to film them and to be on video. I think because they trust us and they know that we're gonna share them in a positive way.
I've learned so much from the Wayuu over my many trips to Colombia. They are kind and friendly and generous people. I'm excited to see what is in store for Buena Onda and the future of the Wayuu people. My hope is that the company can continue to grow in a sustainable way, and that we will always keep the Wayuu at the forefront of what we are trying to accomplish. So now we're going to the airport, and we're almost here in Cartagena, so it's time to say goodbye to Colombia. Normally when I leave Colombia, I bring over 500 pounds of product with me back to the US. This gets a little crazy trying to bring it all through the airport. It is always hard to say goodbye to Colombia and my Wayuu friends. But I know my job is to share their story with the world, and to try to shed a light on this forgotten area of Colombia. These amazing people are not just employees of Buena Onda, they are true friends.
Goodbye. Adios.
Ahora está.